What you're seeing is the point of impact where an F-4 Phantom jet, piloted by Dean Martin Jr., son of legendary singer Dean Martin, crashed into the San Bernardino Mountains during a routine training flight. Hi, this is Robert Marcos. Today my friend Bill Berry and I will drive to the base of the San Bernardino Mountains to try to reach the site where Dean Martin's son, Dean Jr., crashed just 7 minutes after taking off from March Air Force Base in California.
Check my should we lead your guns in a position, over?
The accident occurred after Martin's aircraft mysteriously failed to respond to a course correction that had been issued by air traffic control. The other two aircraft in their flight did respond and were able to return to base safely.
Google Earth, I found that location, and that's 3,500 feet. And then we found that Dean Martin's crash was at 5,500 feet. So if you go to the right of that and you go up to that triangular face, I'm pretty sure that's the face that jet crashed into.
So here's what happened. In order to hike to the crash site, Bill and I needed to drive across an Indian reservation. Bill requested their permission, and not surprisingly, they said no. So our only option was to try to fly to the crash site.
So Robert, I'm at 280 feet. I've got a pretty good view of both peaks that we've talked about. And right now,
maximum flight altitude reached.
I'm at the maximum flight altitude that I'm allowed to fly legally.
The pass that leads from Riverside to Palm Springs is bordered by two enormous mountains. Mount San Jacinto is on the south, and Mount San Gorgonio, which is the highest point in the San Bernardino Mountains, is on the north. Of the two, Mount San Gorgonio has claimed far more lives. In 1952, 13 passengers died when their DC-3 crashed into San Gorgonio's 11,500-foot-high summit. A month later, a U.S. Marine Corps helicopter that was trying to recover the bodies of those victims crashed when it tried to land near the wreckage. On January 26, 1956, 4 Air Force personnel were killed when their TB-25 Mitchell crashed into the mountain on the way to Norton Air Force Base. Then in 1977, Frank Sinatra's mother, her best friend, and both pilots died when Frank Sinatra's Learjet slammed into the mountain just minutes after taking off from Palm Springs. Frank was having the ladies flown to Las Vegas so they could watch him perform at Caesar's Palace.
Dean Martin Jr. was the apple of his father's eye. He was handsome, athletic, and according to members of the Air National Guard squadron, he was also a very capable pilot. At 35 years of age, Dean Jr. had already been married twice. He married Olivia Hussey in 1971 and Olympic gold medalist Dorothy Hamill in 1982. He was a singer, had performed in a movie with Ali MacGraw, and had even played tennis at Wimbledon. But Dean Martin Sr., who was almost 70 at the time of his son's death, was devastated.
Well, I never had the opportunity to see him live, but we certainly did listen to his music and still do. For all of us, it was sad. It was on TV, all the newspapers. It was a very tragic thing for, he had a child and his brothers and sisters, and for all of us, it was sad.